Do we? Really?
Yeah, fuck. Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah. Hold on, I'll go get it. Yeah, because say Neil, like I bought my own kit and everything like that. So I'll bring the bag down. I'll give you my headsets and I'll let you play with it.
Yeah, no worries.
And we'll be able to hear the atmosphere at ears too.
Oh, you mean the mixer thing?
Yeah, like like broadcast headsets.
Yeah, but don't you need a mixer to get those back to a feed to your station?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Oh, you don't have that?
No.
Oh, that wouldn't work.
It's like an interface, isn't it?
Yeah, you need a mixer like the headset goes into the mixer comes back to the feed.
Yeah, I've got the roadcaster with me too.
Do I have time to test it?
We've got 15 minutes, 15 minutes.
Yeah, I see this.
Yeah.
Let's not. Yeah, let's not.
What time are you here for?
Like an hour. Like, pretty much an hour before the game.
Yeah, so I'll come in a little bit earlier and we can start testing it out.
But how well do you know the mixer?
I know the roadcaster really well.
So the thing is, I need the feed for the back line.
Yep.
I don't really know how that works with the main, because so you're gonna give me a main. I mean, yeah, in theory I know how it works.
Yep.
It's just kind of risky to try that.
Yeah, especially it's supposed to
Let's not. Let's be safe.
Yeah. Next time I'll bring it, okay?
Sure.
I'll come a little bit earlier. I'm very happy to know that we're inside today. Oh! Yep. Actually, I sit here.
Do you have a job tomorrow morning?
What?
Do you have a job tomorrow morning?
No. No, tomorrow.
Got to bring my laptop for it.
How are you?
How are you?
Yeah, well.
So, can we have everything?
Pardon?
Can we have everything? Can we have everything? Can you set up everything?
Headsets?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. What was that?
But thankfully we're inside.
Yeah. It helps. That's called, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we'll share a mic?
Oh no.
James, let's do
There's 2 mics. We just don't have time to test out the mixer.
I don't have another mic.
Oh, you have penalty.
I trust, Joey. This is the 3rd game we've done together this year? Yeah, 3rd game.
Like that.
I trust James with my life when it comes to this sort of stuff.
Lucky it's too early. Yeah, so with this system is one of the
Yeah.
I'll do the meeting.
Remember, at least you got Neil here, not Dan Lonergan. Remember how bad Dan was with the microphone?
Oh, that's what happened. I think he's just too, he's too intense, and he's pressing on the button or something.
We can go back down and get team sheets.
Oh yeah, can you get that? Yeah, can you get
Yeah.
that?
Can you keep the tap on your mic? Yeah, okay.
you don't have to be very bad, so I think we can improve something like
Fun fact is actually I called Langwarrin's last game. When they played. Where did I go? They played someone in. It was last year. It was like the final day of the regular season.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Used to be like that. Need any help with pronunciation?
After last night's fantastic cup showcase across Victoria, we welcome you back to the Australia Cup / Doherty Cup qualifiers here on a very cold Wednesday evening here at the Grange Reserve here in Clayton. It is Kingston City up against Langwarrin, an all VPL 1 affair. Last time these two sides met in the league in April, a 4-4 draw at this very venue. Will be certainly treated to a cup exhibition if that can be the same sort of fate we take. But nonetheless, two sides keen to book their place into the next round and the final round of the preliminary rounds before we reach the round of 32. I am Neil Simons for Pulp Victoria. I'm joined by Michael Thompson. Michael, I'm very excited, very keen for this, and obviously we saw all the fantastic results last night across the various grounds, and we'll take you through those as well. But I think both sides, when they found out this would be the draw, would be pretty happy with the opposition they're facing up against. Of course, Langwarrin, a fantastic start to their season. Kingston trailing behind the pack, but not exactly putting themselves in shame whatsoever.
Not at all, Neil. Good evening to you and good evening to everyone out there. It's good to be back at the Grange Reserve for what should be a fantastic midweek game between these two sides. And you and I were talking off air, but we called this game last season too, during the MPL2, now the VPL 1. This game should be really interesting, as Langwarrin has had a really good start to the season. Kingston City in third last at the moment. They want to try and get themselves going, not only for this game, but they've also got a big game coming up this weekend too. So it's only a couple of days in between two. I think they're playing Melbourne City, Kingston City this weekend too. So it's a tough game, but again, Melbourne City also struggling down in that bottom six at the moment too. So hopefully they can try and get out of this game with not only a W, advance to the final round of the preliminary Australian Cup qualifications, but also get out of this one injury-free too, because when you take on a Melbourne City youth squad, it's very hard to take them on at the best of times.
Absolutely so, of course. These two sides currently separated by 7 points in the league, but only about 4 points between 12th placed and 7th placed in VPL 1. And we'll take you through the starting lineups just in a few moments, as we do see, of course, Langwarrin kicking us off with Joseph O'Brien in the middle, and we'll take you through the lineups, starting off with the away side. In Langwarrin, of course, number 10, Dante Avian, number 1, James Burgess, number 9, Mark Deacon, number 8, Carl Elchenberger, number 5, Jack Geddes, number 6, Callum Goulding, number 19, James Kelly, number 23, Camille Khan, number 11, Leo Merckx, and number 14, Joseph O'Brien. For Kingston City, number 8, Manuel Achol, number 13, Daniel Bennett, number 24, Brando Conte, number 23, Yanni Dangelis, number 2, Jack Fodden, number 14, George Girondalis, number 11, Oliver Lazaro, number 17, Kento Mori, number 1, Ben Nasiep, number 6, Christopher Petrakis, and number 15, Samuel Vizzi. As Kingston look down the line, looking towards the defensive half of Langy. Will be well dealt with by Khan and by Langwarrin more broadly. Long ball upfield, looking towards that right flank, but it's well dealt with in Kingston's defensive half, and he'll be picked up on this left-hand channel. It's Khan with the initial touch. Player goes to ground for the home side. It'll be a free kick for Kingston in their attacking half through George Girondalis, of course. ex-South Melbourne. In his early 20s, had a great switch towards Gerondaris, approaching the left edge of the area. Gerondaris cutting onto his right, a heavy touch, but he still has possession, Gerondaris. Now it's right into the centre circle. Fodden with the switch. Looking to exploit the very so deep and wide fullbacks that Langwarrin do possess. And so James Burgess will take the goal kick. Rolled forward, Dante Avian. It's back towards Avian in midfield. Of course, the ex-Brunswick City and Melbourne City player. It heads it back into infield now. Langwarrin enforcing a staunch press, of course. Jamie Skelly taking the reins, of course, with Scott Miller departing the club in the off-season. It's a turbulent time for them, but they've composed themselves very well after a fantastic undefeated run to start off the season. Things have slightly fallen by the wayside, and of course, with a lot of teams looking to get promoted this year, it's not going to be easy going for them.
Not all, as we see Kingston City with possession right now. Jack Foden, who a lot of Arsenal players will be, or a lot of Arsenal fans should say, be very wary of the name Foden after what had transpired on the final week of, or the final day of the English Premier League. Through the middle here now for Langwarrin. Pass is good here. Can they get onto that right-hand channel? They can. Passes back here to Leo Merckx. Dispossessed there in the end was Khan. They keep possession though. Chance here for Callum Golding, who almost got their left-hand side. Doesn't trouble the keeper at all in Ben Nassib. It'll be a goal kick to Kingston City to start things off. And as we tick into the 5th minute of this game, still 0-0. And one thing too, Neil, in particular, Kingston City had a bit more of a tougher 5th round campaign than what Langwarrin did. Langwarrin got the 3-1 win over FC Strathmore, but Kingston City had to be worked, unfortunately, there against St Kilda Soccer Club, who took them to the absolute limit in that game, and Kingston City able to get the 2-1 win at the end of the day. But gee, it was a good showing by one of the state league clubs in St Kilda to try and knock off a VPL club like Kingston City.
Yeah, we've seen that, of course, I think, with East Bentley, State League 5 side, also slightly troubling St Albans, of course. But obviously with Paul Quoll securing the winner for them last time out, he doesn't feature in the starting 11 for Kingston this evening. But it really just makes sure of a sense that they can be kept on their toes. So you do see them striding forward now, out towards the byline, across the face. It's well dealt with by Camille Khan. He'll be out for a corner. Keep a keen eye out for Rahul Suresh, of course, the current Sri Lankan international, of course, arriving at the club in the off-season. Still a teenager, of course. Played for the likes of Nikola Tesla. No, I'm not joking. There's a football club in Germany called Nikola Tesla.
What a name.
In the lower tiers, and also with Neindorf 2. Or 2, depends on what discipline you might be, as that corner is sent right over the bar. Long ball out to that left flank. Looking to get a touch was Mark Deacon. Couldn't do so. And so Ben Nassib will take in time for Kingston City.
A couple of really good results over the last 24 hours or so. Probably the big result to come out of last night's Australian Cup qualifications, Neil, was probably the big win for St Albans over Green Gully, 1-0 in the end, which, if you look at how both teams are going in the NPL Victoria campaign, it's fair to say that St Albans probably needed that win much more than anything else after what's been a very troubling start for them. But kudos to Cam Watson and the entire team for really getting their season back on track with a big win over Green Gully, who themselves are struggling right now in season 2024.
Absolutely so. Yeah, the new manager bounce is a very strange thing in Victorian football, and certainly bearing fruits down at Churchill Reserve. So we now do see the home side looking to create something by way of a Chol. Langwarrin are going to win out now in possession this time. Joseph O'Brien striding forward. Avian approaching the edge of the area, but Kingston City are enforcing quite a staunch press from a defensive position, and Avian's forced a track back. Laterally plays the pass. Suresh unleashes space on that right flank. Merckx into the mixer it goes. Well dealt with by Kingston, but Langwarrin still will retrieve. A long-range strike does arrive and forces a great save from Ben Nassir out to his right. And Langwarrin with the first, well, I wouldn't say big chance of the evening, but it's definitely a chance at that.
Beautifully executed. Beautiful kick there from Kyle Elchenberger there. Long-range hits and didn't do too badly there in the end. Fortunately, it's got on the back end there with Ben Nassir. Did really well. Punched that ball out of touch, and now it'll be a Langwarrin corner. As Langwarrin goes inside in, Nassir just pounds it away here. Try to get on the back end of that one from Kingston City, no good. And Nassir again on the back end of that ball. Sort of observe the perimeter and throws that ball away now to Girondaris on the left-hand side. Had no one else to go to there in the end, so he's just gone back to the keeper of James Burgess, and Langwarrin have possession yet again.
We apologise for the lack of Facebook streams this evening. Of course, if you are joining us, it is on YouTube. So welcome, welcome. Now Leo Merckx, somewhere halfway line, looks to laterally find James Kelly. Now into feet is Jack Goddard. Of course, a couple of shirt changes for Langwarrin this evening, intriguingly enough. Of course, you do have the advantage of doing that as we are in the Doherty Cup. After this left flank, Girondaris isolating with his man, cutting onto his right, still shaping up on his right foot, traversing around the penalty area, and that shot is firmly deflected. Here is a Chol. Now towards this leg flank is Vizzy, back to a Chol. And looks to switch it into his defensive half. Looks like a flat back three in possession for Kingston, Michael.
Is indeed.
Kontangalakis as the preferred structure this evening, and might bear fruits as a great turn from Dante Avian as he looks to stride forward down that left flank, receiving the 1-2. Avian going to work, approaching the right byline, but a good interception and a timely one at that from Yanni Jelis, and he'll be out for a corner.
Another chance now for Langwarrin out of this corner, their second corner from that far right post from the broadcast side as they're going to get into position. I'm going to put the Kingston defence under a bit more pressure here. Ben Nassir done well so far. Ball inwards here, not bad on the header. Try to go for Kelly, ended up not going so. Callum Golding to get on the back end of that one. Try to pass that ball back. Kingston City now away here on the middle ground here at the Grange Reserve, and that ball's gone out for touch, but it's going to stay with Kingston City. But again, another chance gone big in there for Langwarrin.
Very interesting to note, Mark Deakin, of course, number 9 tonight, of course, isn't actually listed as a number 9 in the squad. Usually it's Archibald Joseph McPhee, but he has not yet featured in the VPL1 competition this season at all. So it's a bit of a baptism of fire for him at the number 9 position. So do see now Mark Deakin on the ball. Of course, former Dandenong Thunder youth player as well. Look left, looking to play it in field, and a Chol wins out possession for Kingston City. It's back towards Ben Nassir. Bit of urgency expressed by Jack Foden, striding into midfield and splitting the defence. Girondaris shaping it onto his right. Slow build up from Kingston City as a bit of a muscle action there, and Deakin looking to stride forward. Angelis also forcing his way through, but Kingston do win the throw-in on the far side.
Did well there, Angelis there, just to try and get through a few bodies of Langwarrin, and you mentioned a couple of players who haven't featured just yet too. Maybe Jamie Skelly's just keeping the squad as young as possible, trying to bring maybe some other 23s, some that haven't really come and featured so far in season 2024, Neil, just to make sure a lot of their star players are not injured or not going to get injured or not going to get too tired or fatigued out of this game, because we know it's a long season and it's all about that squad rotation. You can use a lot of the younger players, a lot more of the players that haven't been featured in VPL action as of yet. So I think Jamie Skelly's just trying to keep making sure he's just putting his best players on ice to make sure they don't play in games like this, try and keep them for the weekend, because the VPL is a little bit more important for Langwarrin right now.
Yeah, Jack Geddes, another one. As a long-range strike does arrive from Daniel Bennett, whisking past on that left flank. As I was trying to say, Jack Geddes, of course, another one who's not featured in the league this season for them. Well, didn't make a match day squad appearance for Dandenong Thunder last year in the NPL Victoria. So we know what he can do on the ball. He's a very, very talented young centre-back, as we've seen, and obviously he's plied his trade in the under-23 competition, and 2 goals this season for him. So compared to Kingston, definitely a lot of rotation. So I'm sure it'll be a bit of a intriguing scene as to how Langwarrin can bear fruits and really utilise the full depth of their academy as well, Michael.
Absolutely. Now with header here, Golding with the left boot finds Bennett. Bennett just lobs that ball over here for Giandaris. He met Burgess in the middle, and Langwarrin away again. Ball goes high. Suresh got 2 to deal with, and no one else to go in that situation. Fortunately lost out there. Pass there from Achol, Foden, Naseep. And Kingston City now can reset on the other side of the Grange Reserve. Try and get out of trouble here. So that was with Camille Khan, who keeps possession in. Well done. What can Kingston do here through the middle? 2-on-1 again. Which is a battle of the midfield right now between these two sides. And we know Langwarrin have had a few more shots than what Kingston City have had so far tonight. But Kingston City had a really nice shot on target about 90 seconds ago. But Langwarrin just haven't been able to utilise their corners to their full potential as of yet tonight. And Kingston City able to sort of really solidify themselves down back. As Langwarrin now to throw this ball in. Short ball's good for Kelly. Almost got beaten there by Chol. Ball passed back to Burgess, who's going to wolf that. Jump to the front third now for Langwarrin. Kelly again. Avian. Can they keep possession here, Langwarrin? They're trying their best through Callum Golding. And they do really well. So Langwarrin here on a run. Chance now to try and get through that last defender to the hands of Suresh. Suresh passes back to space here now for Merckx. Merckx on the corner. Blocked off beautifully there by Samuel Vizzi. And a whistle's being called.
It looks like it's for a set piece, which is going to be a very integral chance for them. We'll call Leo Merckx, another player not featured in VPL 1 seniors this season as well. So
I think it might have just come off the hands of Sam Vizzi there too by accident there, Neil, I think.
And he's a player firmly involved within their youth team, which is certainly a sight to behold, that's for sure. Avian will look to fashion one in on his right foot. Tall timber of the likes of Mark Deacon. There for support. And also Geddes. It's Avian towards a Baxter. Geddes! And a good save from Ben Naseep once again. Coming up big when moments count. Rolled short towards a Chol. Of course, will. That they do have. A Chol looking towards that left flank. Here's Jaron Daras, but he's in an offside position.
Not a bad run there from Giandaris. Fortunately, beat the last defender before possession became available there for Kingston City, and Langwarrin get out of jail there because Giandaris would have probably potentially most likely been one-on-one with the keeper there with James Burgess.
As I was saying with Manuel Cho, of course, South Sudanese international, formerly of Alda in Latvia, and actually played a couple Europa Conference League qualifiers. Yes, the Europa Conference League. Actually scored in one of those games as well. So quite a tremendous feat for him, and obviously former likes of the Wellington Phoenix as well. Had a couple stints there in their youth team. So still, fairly young. He's only 23, so has a lot to prove, as we do see Achol play a wonderful ball out to that left flank. Unfortunately, an offside flag is raised yet again. Here's a Chol. Ball up forward. Might cause a bit of trouble for James Burgess. Was masquerades as a centre-back with that stride forward, the chest down, out to that left flank. And Kento Mori as well. Just bearing down on goal, the Japanese import, arriving this off-season. Deacon. Or slightly pushed forward. Here's O'Brien. Twist and weave through the nice little 1-2 executed with Lazaro. And now Kingston will look to race down that right-hand touchline. Back to Lazaro. Looking to break the space towards the byline. A strong tackle from Callum Golding. And his heroics have eventuated in a Langwarrin goal kick.
He's been solid so far tonight, Callum Golding, playing both ends of the ground, both offensively and defensively so far for Langwarrin. Could be pivotal for Langwarrin tonight. Definitely Callum Golding has featured quite frequently over the course of 2024. This will be Burgess with the goal kick here for Langwarrin. Was good up. Header there from a child was good, better. That ball might go for touch. It does. It'll be Elkenbarger to throw that ball in here for Langwarrin. I'll find a teammate. He does. They keep possession. Dante Avien had a bit too much of a touch on that one, but Langwarrin keep possession. Trying to go for in the position of where Suresh was. No dice there, and Dan Bennett does well. Achol. And they're going to pass back here to Vizzy. Foden. Achol and now Kingston City all getting a touch of the ball here just to keep themselves going. That lob there might be good. It is for Giandaris. He's been threatening on the left-hand side so far tonight. Giandaris trying to go for a teammate and Sam Vizzy there. Got met by Suresh. Well done there from Rahul Suresh. Able to cut off the pass from Giandaris to Sam Vizzy. And it will be a goal kick going away of Langwarrin. So we tick over now to the 21st minute of this one. It's still 0-0 here between Kingston City and Langwarrin. James Kelly with possession for Langwarrin.
Jeddah out to that left flank. Brief cutaway it was from Kento Mori with a bit of a lash at the foot of Geddes. Looks for the teasing ball into the mixer, but it's headed back by the Kingston defence. Geddes once again imposing himself from a defensive position, getting to it first and arriving there in the nick of time.
Boy. What are you doing over there?
Jack Foden, of course, former Port Melbourne and Oakley youth player. Second season at Kingston City for him. General Darlis is looking to break the space, beating past Kelly. Does very well with a nice little 1-2 inside with Yanni Danigelis. Wasn't that successful. He'll be right into the trusty feet of James Burgess.
He's also trying to link up too with Sam Vizzi and trying on numerous occasions, just not been able to link up with the 1-2 at the moment between Giandaris and Sam Vizzi. For Kingston City, as home side now have to throw in. And Jealous trying to get through the last one, couldn't do so. Got cut off there from Deacon. Deacon did really well, and whistle's being called, and that foul was called on Oliver Lazaro for Kingston City. So it'll be a Langwarrin free. Again, trying to go for Rawa Suresh. Headed beautifully in the end there from Sam Vizzi. A Chol to Maury. A Chol now through the middle here for Kingston City. Chance here in space here is Kento Maury. Headers that ball in for Dan Bennett. Cut off in the end there beautifully. Was Camille Khan for Langwarrin. It will be a Kingston City corner, but Kingston City looking threatening in that passage of play there, and they've won themselves a corner, and they're going to set themselves up for trying to break the deadlock here.
George Delandaris, short corner. Murray looking to loft one in, but it's right off. Carl Elchenberger, of course. Langwarrin without a number of their key players. Rogan McGeorge not in the matchday squad as well. Low loft across Fodden. Out for another corner. Well, you know the old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So they're just going to try and continue to beat down that right corner flag and see what they can generate from these positions. Of course, no Archibald Joseph McPhee either. As previously mentioned, a long delivery to the backstick arrives. Wasn't quite for Christopher Petrakis. And James Burgess will take the goal kick for Langy.
It wasn't a bad corner. It wasn't a bad lob in to the box either from Dan Bennett there, was it, Neil? It was probably the right intention, just too much there for Pekaris in the end, and couldn't get the first goal, and Langwarrin now going to reset from the back. Burgess just going to take his time to assess his options. Burgess long ball is good. Trying to go for the back there. Avian. Came off the collarbone more so than the heads. It's going to be a Kingston City possession. They had it. Now Langwarrin get possession back. Kelly through the middle. Pass is good here for Rawa Suresh. And a bit too much mayo on that pass, unfortunately, there from James Kelly for Suresh. And it'll be a Kingston City throw in. Suresh got cut off Giandaris. Now they've got chance here, Langwarrin. Who threw Dante Avian. Got blocked off in the end by Kingston City's defence. And Langwarrin looking threatening again. Kelly with possession. Kelly through the middle. Might go backwards. He is. To Camille Khan. Back to Kelly. That's great there to Leo Merckx. Merckx on the right-hand side. Short pass is good for Rawa Suresh. Suresh on the corner of the 18-yard box. Might threaten. Here is O'Brien. Headers in. Header good. No good. Well done there from Kingston City, the last line of defence. And that would have been Dante Avian's name on the score sheets. But Kingston City able to cut it off at the very last second there, Neil. And Langwarrin have won themselves a corner. But again, Kingston City, what they've been able to do for most of tonight, have just been threatening. They've tightened their defence and was on display there and denied Dante Avian the first goal of this game, going the way of the away side.
A fantastic goal-mouth clearance from Kingston City, but the onslaught might continue from Langwarrin. It's now fashioned into the mixer, to the near post. The free header might arrive. Merckx, still alive. It's with James Kelly. But no, it's been called as a free kick.
So Kingston City with possession. And they're going to keep possession going their way here with a free kick. Still 0-0 here. So we're now into the 28th minute of this game. Kingston City nil, Langwarrin nil. Chol. Short pass for Giandaris. Kingston City looking threatening. Giandaris from long range. Did not trouble the keeper at all. Too much power on that one. Goes straight over the crossbar. Will be a goal kick to Langwarrin again. And again, Langwarrin looking a bit more threatening in the last couple minutes or so in this game. And they've done so really well throughout the duration of this game so far. Just fortunately haven't been able to convert on the scoreboard as of yet. And Kingston City have probably peppered a couple of easy chances. They probably could have done maybe one or two things better on. Suresh headed down beautifully now for O'Brien. O'Brien to get through a Chol. Does so. He got dropped to his feet. And it'll be a free kick for Joseph O'Brien in Langwarrin. Committed there by a Chol. And now Langwarrin can set up here with the set-piece free kick and give themselves yet another opportunity to go inside and try and get the first goal of this game. It'll be James Kelly with the set-piece free kick here for the away side. One
of the very few experienced players in the side, of course, the former Danny City and Essendon Rolls players. A very short free kick to Avian towards the back stick, and it arrives! No! It's called for offside. The flag went straight up.
Unlucky.
That could have been the moment for Langwarrin, of course. Without their tall timber and experience of the likes of Lucas Portelli and Bradley Blumenthal as well, who's not in the squad tonight. That would have been some opening for them. The young boys coming to play tonight. Here is Vizzy looking to traverse the defensive third for Kingston City. Now it's a Chol stepping in.
Unlucky there for Langwarrin. Just unlucky.
Chol, long ball forward out to that right flank. Murray looking to create space, but a bit of a tug of the shirt upon Carl Elchenberger. I should see it out for a corner. Probably a bit fortunate to not have given away a free kick, but nonetheless, the choice has been made.
They've worked so hard so far tonight too, Langwarrin, and there's a couple of opportunities where they should at least be one goal up, but again, just the solid defense of Kingston City, that unlucky offside, straight in the box, just hasn't gone Langwarrin's way so far tonight. So Kingston City here with the corner. Got to go inside the box, headed there, headed away. Chance now for Maury. He's been cut off in the end. Benesh is going to kick that ball away. And it'll be again Benesip who will just a reset from the back here for Kingston City. And see what they can do now with possession here. If they can retain it, they do. And that far left-hand channel, Maury got cut off in the end there by Golding. He might retain possession, doesn't do so. And good awareness there from Langwarrin, and they're away now through Dante Avian.
Looks that right flank. Good first touch. Going to weave past was Leo Merckx. He's been dispossessed briefly. He does well. Does the young centre half. Long ball out to that right flank. Of course, another player to mention of the youngsters within this Langwarrin's 11 includes the likes of Colonel Eichenberger, of course. Yet to feature in the VPL1 this season, but has made matchday appearances in the MPL2 with Langwarrin, of course, is stunned in the VPL1 youth competition this season, and I guess a deserved call-up from Jamie Skelly, and Elchenberger, whatever you want to call him, of course, has imposed himself well in the heart of midfield for Langwarrin this evening. It's a good touch towards Avian, who's dispossessed, and the free kick goes the way of Langwarrin. We might see the first yellow card. It was certainly quite the challenge from Christopher Petrakis.
It was very neglectful there too from Chris Petrakis, and I think the referee was just waiting to see if there was advantage being paid, and the ball went out for touch in the end too. But very late on the whistle, I thought, there from the official tonight. I thought could have easily maybe seen that ball go out for touch. So lucky though for Langwarrin is they're going to get a free kick. Dante Avian not happy because a yellow card's not been produced, and Dante's got to be very careful here that he doesn't get a booking himself. I mean, we saw it happen between what happened to the Mariners with one of their assistant coaches being sent off within 10 seconds after being given a yellow card for back-chanting an official. So Dante has to be a little bit careful there, Neil.
Absolutely, he does. Only 30 minutes into this tie, but plenty to still play for. Both very evenly poised on the balance of play, you'd have to say. Avian with the delivery into the near post. It's batted clear by Kingston City. And it was attempted to be played long by Leo Merckx, but to no one in pursuit. And Kingston will rinse and repeat with Jack Fodden.
We'll mention the last time we called this game together, Neil, last season, there was a lot of feeling in this game just because of where both sides were on the table. They were both mid-table trying to push themselves up last season in the NPL too. So wouldn't be surprised if we get that same sort of feeling later in the game if it's still 0-0 towards that second half.
Certainly doesn't give the feeling as if we'll get another 4-4 draw, but stranger things have happened in the VPL 1, known as the Chaos League, as we do see Kelly now with a neat little turn from the Englishman. Looking to stride forward now. Space to his right, but goes all alone. He's briefly dispossessed, but it's won back by Langwarrin just on halfway for Camille Khan. Geddes striding forward, looking left. Deacon back to goal. Geddes, he's been dispossessed himself. Might have a bit of work to do tracking back, as gives Chol quite literally a bear hug and gives away the, I'd say, needless free kick perhaps, but this actually does give us an opportunity to cast our eyes across the grounds and the Doherty Cup / Australia Cup. Plenty of matches this evening, live and free on the Football Victoria YouTube channel.
Can say Heidelberg are 1-0 up against Altona in their rubber game at the moment, 35 minutes in.
And the Bayside Argonauts, State League 2 South East, are up 1-0 against Hume City.
Whoa.
So a potential cup set on the cards there. And they are putting out a rotated squad, Hume City. They've got the big guns out in action, including the likes of Lloyd Isgrove. So we do see the longest range strike do arrive from Yanni Jealous.
We do love a cup set, don't we, Neil?
Absolutely. The magic of the cup. And I think we just have to talk about it. I mean, the magic of the cup does bring out many surprises of that ilk, of course, cup sets and the like. But I guess a surprise in the form of, I guess, a marquee fixture, which we had last night between Preston Lions and South Melbourne. Of course, 6,300 people attending that fixture at BT Connor Reserve. As I do see a Chol looking to create space in the area, twisting onto his right. The brief leave, and a Chol then strikes.
And who said Australian football was dead after what we saw last night at BT Connor Reserve?
Yeah, it was honestly just incredible. I think showpiece fixture, demonstrative of what we might witness next year. And you look at Kingston City and Langwarrin, they want to be amongst the big boys, and I'm sure in reaching the national stages. And we do remember Kingston City did defeat South Melbourne last year, which ended their cup campaign, and they did that away from home as well.
They did. It's very, very hard to do at the best of times, Neil.
Absolutely. So I'm sure they'll have plenty ambition to retain that cup set form if they were to make it to the next round. Of course, not the easiest of the likes who are in the next round already. The Oakley Cannons, St Albans, of course, South Melbourne, as mentioned, Avondale.
Yep.
Who will the final 10 be? Wait and find out. Here's Fodden. Looking to stride forward into the centre circle now. Get a very tame ball out to that left flank, but unable to find the path of Samuel Vizzy, of course, the former South Melbourne fullback. Had a stint at Gungahlin United last season in NPL ACT. Gungahlin United, a side that had, at one point in the season, George Timotheou, the ex-Schalke centre-back, and also his brother Anthony Timotheou. looping ball forward to that right flank. It's going to be intended to be touched inside by Avian. Fodden does extremely well to break the space and clear it up the line. Here's a Chol.
I've enjoyed their matchup tonight too. Foden and Avian. It's been fantastic to watch.
A bit of trouble for James Burgess, who's going to have to just see it out of play. It was nearly disaster. As we will see now, Langwarrin recompose themselves from a defensive position.
Nice speed there from Kento Mori trying to get and keep possession for Kingston City, and saw James Burgess out of his box. And speaking of which, they've lost possession again, Langwarrin. Ball in the hands of Vizzy. Bennett, a Chol. Mori stays with a Chol. Chol now chance here for Kingston City inside the box. Chol did really well. Mori going to try and get a head on the back end of that one. Langwarrin is palming that ball out. It might stay here with Kingston City. It doesn't. Dante Avian did well. Good touch. Suresh over the top and straight away offside for Langwarrin. And
the Bayside Argonauts have doubled their lead against Hume City.
wow.
Ding, ding, ding. The MPL 2014 All-Stars, well, of course, Bayside Argonauts got Tyson Holmes, Milos Lujic, Mitch Cooper. It really goes on and on. But they've taken a 2-0 lead against Hume City. That could be a potential cup set in the making. Of course, last season in the Australia Cup / Doherty Cup, we also did see a few of those as well. I think Port Melbourne lost to FC Clifton Hill in the earlier phases of the Cup. Clifton Hill made it all the way to the final preliminary round, in which they lost to Northcote City on penalties. So, wouldn't that be something?
They're an underrated team, FC Clifton City. I've caught them a couple of years ago in the Australia Cup against another state league team in the Monbulk Rangers, where the Rangers ended up winning and ended up losing their...
It was a great turn from a Chol looking to break the space, approaching the byline. A Chol across the face. And good challenge from Leo Merckx. We'll see it out for a corner, but as you were saying, Michael.
FC Clifton Hill lost to Monbulk Rangers in that tie up there in the Danongs, and the Rangers ended up going ahead, winning 2-1 in that one. And funnily enough, got to take on Hume City, gave away the first 2 goals of the game, but we're really competitive with Monbulk. So it just shows that some state league teams can be very competitive against the best. And see a quick header here now for Kingston City, whistle being blown, but again, Bayside Argyle, they can keep that 2-0 lead now and potentially knock out a NPL Victoria team that's in a good spate right now. It's got to put them in good stead heading into the next phase of the Australia Cup qualifications, round number 7, which will take place afterwards. Chancey now for Langwarrin, here for Deacon. Ball's good here for O'Brien. Passes back, bit too much mayo on that pass there to Kelly. And away goes Dan Bennett here for Kingston City, and they are away here through a Chol through the middle. A Chol did really well. He's going to try and get through the last of the 2 defenders there. Chol did really well to keep himself going. Kento Mori on that far left-hand side, battling there in the end with Cole Eichenberger, and Eichenberger trying to win that one out, but Kento Mori doing everything and he can. Try and get that ball in. Ball goes out. It's going to be a Kingston City corner, but again, well done by the youngster and Cole Eichenberger to really go against the speedy Jap and Kento Mori there.
Yeah, and I think, might I say, of course, like the Leo Merckx, Suresh, of course, Jack Getters in defence. They do not look remotely phased at all by the likes of Kingston City's attacking front third. And they've obviously not got some players in, because Cooper Legrand, Paul Coyle, amongst others, don't feature in the starting 11 this evening, as there's a potential call for a penalty here from a handball call, but which has been waved away. Suresh still firmly in Langwarrin's defensive after scrappy clearances ensue. A long-range effort eventually does arrive, but
again
way over the top and out for a goal kick.
Jiren Davis again with that long-range hoof from 30 yards out. And another player who's on the bench tonight for Langwarrin, who would predominantly feature in their starting 11 week in, week out now, is Tom Young. So potentially Jamie Skelly might keep him on ice for this game, but if it does get to a point where Tom Youngs may or may not potentially come onto the pitch. We'll soon find out. But keeping an eye down in the bench, though, at this point in time.
Yeah, it looks to be a late addition to the side as well. Tom Youngs, of course. I'm sure Langwarrin might require his services if they do go down, or should the game remain at 0-0 as the free kick is awarded, of course, on the bench for Kingston City. The likes of aforementioned Paul Quall and Cooper Legrand. Faisal Sakitsada as well. So they are utilising the depth of their squad to full effect this evening, and obviously giving a few minutes to one of the younger players in the squad, as we do see a Chol look to fashion one in.
7 goals so far in the campaign, 2 for Cooper Legrand. He's had a good season so far for Kingston City, and he's come leaps and bounds over the last couple of seasons, hasn't
Chol
he?
into the mixer. Fodden looking to get a touch. Sorry to interrupt you, Michael. Avian now to that right-hand side, and Langwarrin look down the line. Space might open up wide for Langy. And O'Brien was briefly dispossessed, now into feet. Leo Merckx looks for Avian, back to goal. Good touch from Avian as he looks to drive into a central region. Avian still going, looking left. Heavy touch from Kelly, but a Chol wins out, and he'll stride forward himself. A beautiful turn onto his left, but is dispossessed. Langwarrin providing pressure upfield. And they will be out for a throw-in.
Yeah, I had to pay a bit of tribute there to Cooper Legrand, who, back at Kingston City after 2 seasons with Dandenong City, and has done well at the Mauritian International. But, yeah, as I said, similar to Tom Youngs from a Langwarrin point of view, Neil might be needed later in the game. If it's still 0-0, we know that he can break the deadlock and be an impact player at the best of times. The Mauritian International and Cooper Legrand for Kingston City is ball back in the hands of Ben Nassif to Pekaris here for Kingston City. Long ball's going to go straight to James Burgess. No in trouble in the slightest. Short pass is good for Camille Khan. Going to stick around. And a good block there in the end to Sam Vizzi, who's been really good so far tonight for Kingston City. But it'll be a throw in here through Leo Merckx.
Merckx going to bide his time. Plenty to ponder for Ton Tangalakis and Jamie Skelly at the halftime break as Langwarrin cheaply give away possession. 0-0 at the break, it looks like. Obviously, we'll see how much stoppage time is allocated, but it doesn't look like to be a lot. There hasn't been too much that's occurred.
I'm going to say 2 minutes probably, at best.
Yeah, 100%. Mike Kingston look to fashion a final opportunity. Into feet. This time is Danny Gellis. It's Gerald Darras to the right flank. It's Bennett across the face. Danny Gellis, and it's cleared off the line. 2 of those occurrences in this first half. And the game could offer a very different complexion with a defensive prowess not on display.
Langwarrin had theirs cut off about 20 minutes ago, Neil, and now we saw Kingston City have theirs cut off in the last line of defence. Good defending there from Langwarrin in the end, and stop Kingston City from what's going to happen as
Half-time break is called here at the Grange.
So no stoppage time.
No. Those things do happen sometimes, Michael. Half-time here at the Grange. It is Langwarrin 0, Kingston City 0. We'll take you around the grounds. Heidelberg United have taken a 2-0 lead over the Altona Magic. Hume City trail 2-0 to the Bayside Argonauts. And that is all we have this evening. And we'll be back with you in about 15 minutes or so for the second half. Welcome back to round 6 of the Doherty Cup / Australia Cup. 0-0 at halftime between Langwarrin and Kingston City. Nothing to really speak about except for the 2 goalmouth clearances. Michael Thompson is beside me. What were your thoughts on the first half? Of course, Langwarrin, a very young squad, as mentioned in that first half. But the young boys have dealt with it well in the best way you could possibly imagine and have composed themselves brilliantly.
Absolutely, Neil. It was a great first half by both sides, and thought Langwarrin probably got on the front foot when it came to scoring-wise in that first quarter. They had a couple of better opportunities than what Kingston City did, and again, maybe we haven't seen the best of what both sides can do, but you're right though, 2 very young sides out there. Both teams trying to contain their best players because they've got games coming up on Saturday afternoon in the VPL 1, so they're trying to conserve as much as possible. But as we know, this can go down to the wire. These 2 sides generally play a very entertaining brand of football against each other, and we've seen in the past, and we're probably going to be seeing yet another clinical second half between these both sides, and looking forward to seeing what happens in the next 45 minutes or so. And if we still don't have a decisive result, then we've got extra time and or penalties as well until we have a decisive winner. But I know both sides will probably want to try and get out of here within the 90 minutes with at least a win here, Neil.
Susie Daniel Bennett kick us off, the long-time Kingston midfielder, of course arriving across from the Dandy Thunder all those years ago, and has been a mainstay at the Grange ever since. Here is Christopher Petrakis. Of course, formerly of Melbourne City's Youth Academy and also of Box Hill United, arriving across from Melbourne City most recently. The young defender. It's cheaply given away by the home side.
As mentioned too, Neil, there's been a lot of senior players on the bench for both sides to try and keep them on ice and not really use them too much in this game, and try and keep them on ice till at least this weekend. But in case of emergency, you know, someone like Cooper LeGrand or Fazal Sakizada can come off the bench for Kingston City. Likewise, Tom Youngs, who was a late in for Langwarrin tonight in this cup tie too. He might have to come off the bench and be a pivotal man to try and get Langwarrin over the line this evening. But again, using a lot of their youth players, a lot of their under-23s, and giving them sort of a real first bite of a cherry of what it's like to play something like this in particular, to try and get through to round 7 of the Australia Cup campaign, as ball in the hands of Lazaro. Lazaro trying to get through that last defender there, and Golding, who was great in that first half. Lazaro and Golding again going toe-to-toe. And it's 1-0 in the end there by Langwarrin, and it will be a goal kick to James Burgess.
Of course, Lazaro, youth product of Kingston City, firmly has earned a spot within this side. Hasn't got on the score sheet in the league this season, but is a lively presence amongst those do see now the clearance from Burgess. A Chol, sweet turn, he's brought to ground too. No free kick awarded, as we do see Avian break the space and look to his right. Here is Suresh, approaching the right edge of the area. Going to beat past Samuel Vizzi. He couldn't exactly do that, and now be a goal kick to the home side. Then Naseeb will look to edge his defence forward. Perhaps a bit more urgency from Kontangalakis' men, who themselves would be a bit dissatisfied with that first half performance, the lack of effective chances they were able to generate. And it's a brilliant, sumptuous turn from the youngster in Deacon. It's picked off initially by Kingston City. And that left flank they go through Avian. Twirling onto his right, a tug of the shirt. It was initially, but play continues. Looking to stride forward. Langwarrin once more at the near post. Nearly so for Joey O'Brien. And danger not yet averted. Langwarrin, Kelly. Across the box now. Avian. About 20 yards out from goal. Looking to drive into the area. Across the face he goes once more. Over the heads of nearly everyone. Here is Merckx. A great delivery towards Deacon. It sits nicely and kindly for Langwarrin once again. Golding goes to ground. Now Kingston City will look to compose themselves. Maury looking to his right. Ball to feet is Danny Jellis. Isolated on that right flank. Looks for the nutmeg. Is executed quite well, but it'll be picked up again by Eichenberger. And eventually wins the free kick. But that was a great few passages from Langwarrin in the attacking third, and we do see Avian having a bit of a word as well as on the deck for Kingston City is Conte.
He's been a real pest to Dante Avian so far in this second half a little bit too, and very lucky not to get pulled up for tugging the shirt of Dante Avian. I think Avian's just having a chat to the official about Conte tugging of the shirt, asking why he wasn't given a free kick out of that. And we've got a little break in play now as Conte has a bit of work done on him. We'll get some results shortly, I'd say, from the other games that are happening so far during the sixth round of the preliminary qualifications of the Australia Cup. And
Brando Conte, of course, very young, just breaking into senior football, of course, this season. Sees his first few minutes in the VPL 1, formerly of Nunawading City. It's a big moment for him starting tonight for Kingston. Looks to be all good to come back on, though, which is good news for Kingston City.
He's going to take the throw in too, which is even better.
Delightful news for the youngster. Looking down the line. And we will bring you those results from around the grounds. Of course, we're only 7 minutes into the second half, but plenty of action to feast your eyes on. Even in other states as well, but that's not our responsibility to necessarily delve into at the moment. Maury's brought to ground.
Free kick there for Kingston City through Maury. And they've gone quickly here, Kingston City now. Chance for them. Can they do a lot better in the second half? They've been cut off. And Langwarrin, clinical and did well there. For the short time, commentators cursed there. Lazaro can't get to Canto Maury. Burgess cleans up the mess of Langwarrin's lapse in defence concentration in that possession. And Burgess is looking. Kicks that ball long. Ball with Kingston City through Jack Foden. A Chol who's been good through the middle tonight for Kingston City. Chol runs up. Passes off. I'm going to try and go inside here. Bit too much upwards there for Lazaro. Stays with Kingston City. Cut off in the end. Langwarrin back with possession again through Dante Avian. And Avian asking for the free kick, and he gets it this time. And again, another tug on the shirt there from Brando Conte. It's frustrated Avian a little bit as he quickly kicks that ball away. Kelly through the middle. Almost got dispossessed and did get dispossessed. Good pressure there from Maury. Now ball with the Chol. Chol trying to go himself here, almost did. Free kick potentially. Too much there in the end for Kingston City. They were asking for a penalty through a Chol. They're not going to get it. There's a little bit of frustration coming out of Kingston City right now, and Chol gets up, which is good to see. Probably bitterly disappointed that he didn't get called for the penalty there, and goal kick here for Langwarrin. So we tick over now to the 11th minute of this second half. So we're now 57 minutes into this one, and still 0-0 between Kingston and Langwarrin.
Of course, last time these two sides faced each other in the league, 4 different goal scorers for Langwarrin: Tom Youngs, Luke Adams, O'Brien, and also Luke Goulding, as Avin will test his luck from range. That could have been something. Almost a chip of sorts. Looping towards the top right corner, but not providing any troubles for Ben Nassi. Avian picks off the pass, and it's given away by Langwarrin. It was 4-1 at one point to Langwarrin, but Kingston City were able to draw their way back into that contest. Very much gives a chess match-esque feel tonight, however, as a Cho with a great run down that left-hand touchline. Driving into midfield is Lazaro across the box towards Mori on his left! And he delivers! Kanto Mori! Kingston City one step closer to etching their place into the next round, and it comes through their Japanese import. No goals in the league, no worries. A great little neat turn onto his right, driving into a central region and slotting it home beautifully. And plenty of work to do for Langwarrin. Had a great little passage before, but this game's certainly not out of the question. Firmly within their control and within their palms as well.
Not at all. And what can Langwarrin do now to get themselves back into this one? Eichenberger passes back to Goulding. Khan. Now the urgency here is on Langwarrin. What can they do? Might get a chance here. O'Brien. Gonna try and go south. And Joseph O'Brien tried so hard at the end to try and equalise it. And last touch there. Last chance saloon there from Ben Nassib. Puts it out to touch, and it'll be a corner kick here for Langwarrin through Mark Deacon to take that kick. Greatly called there, Neil, too. Good pass there from Oliver Lazaro. Kento Maureen, as you said, no worries on that one. So, see what Langwarrin can do here through Mark Deacon. Deacon going to try and go inside the box, headed away here beautifully. There was Foden. And they're on the account, and they're on the attack again here through Lazaro. Lazaro long pass here to Dangelis. And unfortunately, Dangelis ran out of real estate there. It'll be a throw in for Langwarrin.
Taken short. Look up the line. O'Brien looking to step in. Again, Kingston looking to stride forward. It's Foden tracking back. Happy to knock it around here as a Chol. Patakis, of course. Out towards that left flank. And looking towards the left channel. Kingston City, a good little neat turn away into the middle. Calls for a handball. And it's been given. It's funny how momentum switches can change a football match. A great run down the line from Sam Vizzi. Eventually forces the handball call. And Kingston City will try their luck from the spot.
It could be a bit too much now for for Langwarrin, I should say. If Kingston City do convert from the spot here. And everything is going the way of the home side. There will be a chol here from the spot for Kingston City to try and make this 2-0.
And what a time to do it. Mania Chol. James Burgess, fairly tough customer. As tough as they go for Kingston City now to potentially deliver it from the spot. It's a Chol! Bottom right. Kingston City, 1-eye to the next round. As they double their lead against Langwarrin. And on the balance of play, you have to say they deserve it, but definitely not an accurate representation of what Langwarrin have done this season. A very rotated 11 comes back to bite them.
Does indeed, unfortunately, for Langwarrin. They're now 2-0 down with about a half an hour left of normal time, and they're going to have to be very crafty, very savvy in the next half an hour to try and get 2 goals back. And momentum now going the way of the home side, and Kingston City are a little over 30 minutes away from advancing to the 7th round of the Australian Cup qualifications. Kingston City 2, Langwarrin 0. Quick kick-off here for Langwarrin now through Kelly. Kelly's going to try and get through O'Brien. In a race here with a Chol. The Chol's going to get possession back here for Kingston City and gets dispossessed. It's a chance here now for Langwarrin. James Kelly from long range. Goes over the crossbar. We're now going to get a brand new ball, and that ball's also now headed straight into the car park. So we've got 2 missing balls somewhere in the Grange Reserve, Neil, and thankfully we've got at least another half a dozen balls remaining for the duration of this game, but no doubt there'll be someone going through the bushes right now as we speak to try and locate those balls.
Here at UFO Park, maybe it's near the UFO supposedly. 2-0 lead to Heidelberg United away at Altona. Hume City trail Bayside Argonauts at home. Those are the 2 other games in action this evening. Potential handball against Brando Conte. And Foden will probably look to his goalkeeper for more solidity. To look to build up from the back towards Vizzy. Picked off again by Langwarrin. A tug of the shirt, and going to ground was Merckx. And Christopher Picarius has been absolutely phenomenal at the heart of defence for Kingston City. As we do see Conte go down with yet another injury concern. Might Kingston look to their bench? Plenty of players that could finish the job, you'd have to say.
He's been good in that second half so far, this Brando Conte. And it's really frustrated Dante Avian, who I thought was really good in that first half, creating a few chances, had a chance to score himself to break the deadlock for Langwarrin, but just wasn't to be. So Brando Conte again going to come off the pitch temporarily just to try and get feeling back into the hamstring, you'd say, and we'll be rejoining Kingston City on the park very, very shortly. And as I say that, my apologies, there will be a substitution. So Paul Quall's going to come on actually now for Brando Conte. So Conte's night is done. And Paul Quall's going to come on to fill that void for Kingston City. So the first substitution made of the evening here at the Grange Reserve, and see what Paul Quall can do for Kingston as Langwarrin pegs that ball inside. Chance here for Avian, no good there. A Chol puts that away. First touch potentially here for Paul Quall. Quall's going to try and get through one man, couldn't do so. He's committed the first foul since coming on, and Eichenberger hits the deck, and it'll be a free kick to Langwarrin.
Eichenberger in field. Neat little turn away it was from O'Brien. Wins the free kick. Langwarrin definitely instituting a lot more urgency in the attacking build-up, and you can't really blame them whatsoever. It looks like we will see Luke Goulding make his way onto the park. He's being prepped to come on. Turning away nicely and cleanly was Avian. Eichenberger, Avian breaking the space. Twirling onto his right. Here's Kelly stepping upfield. A beautiful piece of skill now. Incisive ball towards Avian. Across the box it goes, and another goal mouth clearance from Kingston City, who have been kept in this game by the nearest of margins.
Joseph O'Brien should have done a lot better there. Should have done heaps better there. Was gift wrapped that goal to try and make it 2-1, and now that urgency might become a bit of panic, a sense of panic now from Langwarrin, because they know time is of the essence. They've got 25 minutes of normal time left to at least get 1 goal back, let alone they got to get 2 goals back, and that would have made things very interesting if Joseph O'Brien had converted there. Quoll not going to get head to ball. Achol. Ball stays with Langwarrin temporarily. They keep it now. Dante Avian through the middle. He's been dispossessed. They try and get possession back. They do. Kelly, short one, and Achol and Kelly have it with the words of war there. And there's a bit of feeling in this game right now between both sides, and it's going to be Callum Golding who's going to be approaching the official here for a bit of a conversation. Referee just telling both sides to just calm things down a little bit too. So it'll be Langwarrin's ball through Cole Eichenberger. It's both sides now resets, and so we see another substitution. So they are going for Tom Youngs here for Langwarrin. And also Luke Golding, as you mentioned, Neil, too, is going to come on. So Dante Avian looks like he's going to be coming off, and also James Kelly will be coming off too for Langwarrin. So they're going with a double substitution here. And Jamie Skelly, in case of emergency, break glass. It's coming to fruition with both Golding and now Tom Youngs on the park here for Langwarrin. Can this help? Good ball in here from Langwarrin. They can't get on the back end of that one through Suresh. Wasn't a bad ball in either from Cole Eichenberger. It did not trouble Ben Nassib in the slightest.
Yeah, quite the additions to bring off the bench in this game at the very least. Tom Youngs and also, of course, Luke Goulding, the ex-Melbourne Victory youngster. Tom Youngs, of course, made his Bolton Wanderers League debut in the Championship in 2014 against Sheffield Wednesday, formerly of Murray United. And now he's going to look to bring his Langy faithful up and rising.
Quoll got Falcon there, so
through potential heroics, as yes, a bit unfortunate for Quoll. Yes,
yeah, I was going to say he got a bit of a Falcon to the head there, and just came off second best from shot to the head there. So hopefully he's all right, poor Quoll. Yeah, 2 really big ins now for Langwarrin. And you know, Jamie Skelly knows the severity of how far away they are from coming back into this game against Kingston City. They need to bring their stars out just to try and get at least 1 goal back to make things a little bit more interesting. So we'll see what they can do.
And the rain has welcomed the Grange Reserve with open arms. Now pummeling down here at UFO Park.
Was a bit dewy on the walk to the car tonight, Neil.
It won't be too great going back either, Michael. I can tell you that. And the yellow card awarded to Langwarrin. Not sure which player exactly it was. It's a bit hard to tell. But Kingston City just have to shut up shop for the next 22 minutes or so and ensure that they do compose themselves with the lead. Of course, Paul Quoll, the player that has come on. What a great player. What a great option to come on. 6 goals in the league this season. Formerly of Hume City, Nunawading, and also Dandenong Thunder. And it will be a Chol to fashion a delivery towards the perimeter of the area with Quoll. Looking to his right. Space opening up for Maury. Neatly turning. A bit of a sliding challenge there as he looks to break the space once more, and it's back with Langwarrin, who win it back in that defensive half.
And the upcoming fixtures for both of these sides too. Saturday afternoon they both play. Kingston are going to head to Casey Fields to take on Melbourne City's feeder squad. And Langwarrin also going on a bit of a road trip too. They're going to be taking on the Eastern Lions. Both games commencing at 3 p.m. Poor Qual here for Kingston. Going to touch it back here to Maury. Maury's got a couple to deal with on this right-hand side. Might run out of real estate, he has. Sea of Blue. Can they keep possession? They can't. And cut off there beautifully. To stop the momentum of Langwarrin there was Oliver Lazaro. But it'll be a throw in here for Langwarrin. And as we say that, man, absolute meal of that one. And they've given possession back to Kingston City as Giandaras wipes the rain off the ball and feels the precipitation of ball for the first time.
That's fair enough.
Bennett passes back. Kingston just going to be very conservative, you'd say, for a little while of this game, and jealous. They keep that ball in. A Chol might go here with Langwarrin. Langwarrin get possession back. It might be in a bit of space now, and they are through Tom Youngs. Young's got a couple to deal with. Passes back. Eichenberger. This will be Burgess, who will get touch of the ball here to Camille Khan. Passes here now to Geddes. Midas touching of the ball here from Langwarrin. Deacon. Kingston City get possession back, and they do with Angelis. He's going to go for a bit of a run. Cops a little bit. No free kick. Well, there's a free kick now, but no advantage, as to say. Going away at Kingston City, and we'll get a chance now to set themselves up here for the set piece.
Interesting to note, Michael, George Giandaras has tracked a lot deeper in this second half. Barely seen any of him on the ball in the attacking third, which is, I guess, quite an interesting tactical shift from Ton Tangalakis. As they will look to fashion one in from all of 40 yards out. Kingston City. Tall timber of Qual and also a Chol. But it'll go direct. And that's, I think, actually hit someone's car.
Yep.
But it looks to be off a bounce. So I guess, fortunately enough for those who were parked at the Grange Reserve, inside the Grange Reserve, it's all good. We'll see a double change as well. Jalen Faithful is going to come on. Mark Deacon off. So too Rahul Suresh. And the other change, we'll look to bring it to you in just a few moments.
It'll be Haganaz.
Jed Haganaz has also made his way onto the park as well. You do see a Chol striding through. He's got open spots to his left. Decides to go central. The attempted effort from Danny Jelis. Breaks the space once more. Heavy touch. Giandaras. A Chol. Beautiful work back to goal. Also played his football in New Zealand. A Chol, the likes of Wellington Olympic. Not his first stint at Kingston City either. Had a brief stint in 2020, and dare I say, is far too good for this level, to be honest. When you look at his technical acumen and what he can do and how tidy he is on the ball.
Giandaras to throw it in here now for Kingston City. Long ball's good. Headed up there was Qual. Try to get on the header again was Qual again. And free kick going the way of Langwarrin. Try to find his man here in a Chol. And Paul Crow asking the question. Gets a shove for his troubles by James Burgess. Burgess telling him to get out of his 18-yard box. Burgess. Long ball is good. Strike the header. Can Langwarrin get possession back. They can't. It's here with Kento Mori. Mori, you're going to try and go in, can't do so. Ricocheted. That ball's going to go out for touch, and it will be a Kingston City corner. So again, Kingston City can give themselves another opportunity to triple their score and make it even more difficult for Langwarrin to get back into this one. And if Kingston City can score out of this corner, you'd say this game is over and Kingston City will head to the 7th round of the Australian Cup qualifications. And a bit of momentum heading into Saturday afternoon's game against Melbourne City. Can they get it to go? They can't. The header, no good there in the end. From Yanni Dengelis. And can't make it 3-0 in the end.
Well, Michael, Hume City have, within about 3 minutes, leveled things up, scoring goals in the 70th and 72nd minutes. So we're set for a late show, perhaps. Striding forward, Langwarrin. Pass picked off from Golding. Now Gelondalis. He's going to stride forward on that right flank. Still has possession of the football. Jules Gelondalis right towards the right corner flag. Looking to muscle away and eventually slides one in. It's poked forward now for Langwarrin. Tom Young's looking to get a few touches to it. Ends up giving away the free kick, however. Jed Hagenars, of course, an under-23 product here at Langwarrin.
We're about to see George Shindawas take the free kick here for Kingston City. And Kingston again set themselves up here for the set piece. Shindawas just wiping the sweat and the rain off the head. Crosses that ball in. Ball headed down. Langwarrin clear it away. And retain possession. They're under a bit of pressure through the middle, Langwarrin. O'Brien passes back to Golding. Khan. And Langwarrin now in a little bit of space, but Kingston are peppering up defensively. Try and stop the momentum. And cut off there was Jed Hagenars. Langwarrin going to go here for a quick throw, and they do so through Luke Golding as he loses possession, and Kingston City get possession back. They stay defensive. Naseep. Long ball. Headed off there by Camille Khan from Langwarrin. Will be a Kingston City throw in. So we're ticking now to the 78th minute. Kingston City 2, Langwarrin nothing. So Langwarrin need to be very crafty in the last 10 or so minutes to try and get themselves back into this one. But it's looking like the boys in red will advance to the next stage of the Australia Cup qualifications. And Kingston City doing really well just to...
Yeah, I have to agree with you, Michael. And I think, as I said, this is more of a learning curve for Langwarrin. Betting in youngsters, like Jed Hagenars, is featured in the under-18s this season as well, might I add. All the way to under-23s and is now firmly into the senior setup. Like stories like that, just tremendous. You know, he's still a teenager virtually, and the fact that he's able to receive an opportunity like this is truly unbelievable. And
go forward.
True testament to Langwarrin's ambitions to bed youth within their squad.
Absolutely. And for Kingston City, though, for them utilising a much more younger squad themselves, they have a need to bring on the likes of Fuzzy Sakizada and Cooper Legrand tonight. So at least those boys can stay on ice until Saturday's big game against Melbourne City, which will put them in good stead. They'll be back in that starting 11 on Saturday in what should be a cracking contest.
Faithful as well on a 23 product. So like Langwarrin, if you were to really do test as to what the average age of the squad would be, I'd say it would be under 25. That's to be certain, which is a rarity in the NPL Victoria, or VPL1 as we do say, or the Doherty Cup.
Yep.
As we do see them pick up possession now in their defensive half, Kingston City, Jerome Darris.
I miss being under 25 sometimes, Neil.
Don't
Yeah.
we all? It's into the arms of Burgess. Perhaps a late show on the cards for Langwarrin. Neat little turn from Jalen Faithful. Long ball out that left flank. Touched inside by Jaron Darris. Tom Young's providing support. Of course, about 10 minutes left in regulation time here at the Grange. Quoll muscled down by Getters. A Chol. Quoll, good little first touch. It was unable to be brought to ground by Danny Jedis. Space on that right flank for Jen Haganars, but unable to receive and board. Hume City have now gone up 3-2 against the Bayside Argonauts, scoring 3 goals into what it looks like 5 minutes. So, a bit crazy. In fact, I think it still is 2-2, but the stream is showing a bit of a different complexion. Heidelberg United up 3-0 against the Altona Magic. And yes, yeah, it actually is Hume City who have just scored a third. Now it's that right flank, a good little first touch from Langwarrin, cutting onto the right-hand flank. This time O'Brien! This game might not be out of the question, perhaps, for Langy, as they do make another change.
Zach Petratos on now for Callum Golding.
So Zach Petratos gets some minutes. Some much-needed minutes at that for Langwarrin. Great moment for him as well. Zachary Petratos, of course, mainly featured in the under-23s and also the under-18s as well, so pivotal moment for him coming into this side, and I think it looks like at the very least that they're actually wearing the shirts of their 23s or under-18 squads. That's why we've had so many different changes to the numberings tonight. All about consolidating resources, and that's
Caught us off balance a bit, hasn't it?
yeah,
Neil?
yeah. But that's the way it should be, of course.
Yep.
So we do see the introduction of Petratos, of course.
If it keeps us on our toes, then they're doing a good job, aren't they?
At the very least. And well, if any one of these youngsters can get on the score sheet, wouldn't that be quite the way to potentially end this tie?
I was watching Ronaldo clips the other night.
As it was a misplaced pass down that right corner flag. It'll be out for a goal kick. Should be a throw-in, should I say?
Because
Even I forgot.
he had a really quick down forward for
Yeah, his knees.
his knee. Yeah,
Yeah, mate.
Here is George Jorandaris. Kingston City will look to waste as much time as they possibly can. Conserve the legs ahead of this weekend. Youngs looking infield. Langwarrin with much urgency upfield. Looking to poke it to that right flank. Fratos going to get a first touch.
The panic's now seen in for Langwarrin, Neil.
Yeah, it's sort of it's a moment of anagnosis or realization, really.
They know there's only a few minutes left before a bit of stoppage time, and they might have made a mill of this one. They have indeed. Kingston City now got to try and press for at least a third goal, blocked off there in the end from Camille Khan. It'll be a corner now for Kingston City. But again, just Langwarrin looking a bit more frustrated, and struggling to get going in the second half. And it's paid dividends for Kingston City, been able to get 2 really nice goals. For Kingston City now to set themselves up in this corner. As they try and make it 3-0. Ball goes in, header, no good.
Fizzed across the box.
They keep possession though here through Kento Mori. Passes back to Daniel Bennett. And they're going to conserve this possession here, Neil.
Yeah, there's no rush or urgency from Kingston City. They know that they've essentially sealed their fate, and it's all out of the equation for Langwarrin, just about, barring late heroics. They can cast their eye to the league, and I guess with a hoping heart, wish that the balls do fall their way for the next round of the Doherty Cup. Of course, they'll be joined by quite the selection of clubs. FC Melbourne, Serbia, Avondale, South Melbourne,
Heidelberg look like they're about to.
Heidelberg likely as well.
St Albans.
St Albans.
And
Bentley Greens, of course.
Yep, forgot about Bentley Greens. Their good win last night.
Got a 3-1 win over the Essendon Royals last night. The Matt Galea derby.
You talk about teams that have been reinvigorated this season with new coaches. I mean, look what JA's done
I
with
can tell that, mate. He's still the same height.
Heidelberg. I'll hold that thought shortly here.
There's Tom Youngs on this right flank. Short ball towards Eichenberger. Fashions one on his left foot. It's a high looping ball. Danger not yet cleared. It hits the post and it's not bundled in. It's cleared off the line once more. Still alive for Langwarrin. They can't get it clear. The long range strike on goal is way out towards the right hand side, and Camille Khan quite can't believe it. His Langwarrin teammates can't quite believe it. I'm not sure if Kingston believe it themselves. How they've managed to just about keep a clean sheet this evening.
Last line of defence is the friend of Kingston City tonight, and it's the second time that they've had to go to literally the last line of defence to get themselves going and to stay where they are now, and they've done a great job in doing that. But I was going to say, back to my point really quickly, Neil, just in regards to like how reinvigorated some teams have gone this season so far with new coaches, JA with Heidelberg, and they're humming along at the moment too. And a very, very good friend of mine, George Katsakis, and what he's been able to do and reinvigorate this Bentley Greens outfit, who look completely different to the team that we saw in the first half of the VPL 1 season. Isn't that right?
Yeah, absolutely. And you've got a very talented group of clubs within the VPL. One, of course, Melbourne Victory are flying. Northcote City are flying too. Preston Lions took South Melbourne to the sword yesterday. So we do see Quall looking to break space. Might fall kindly with Danny Jellis. Out towards that left-hand flank. Here is Quall. Looking in field towards Danny Jellis, but couldn't quite deliver. And it looks like we will see a final change from Kingston. If you spot the hair, you'll know who it is. It's Cooper Legrand looking to make his introduction in just a few moments.
7 goals so far in the campaign for the Mauritian International and Cooper Legrand. And as I said, spent 3 years at Kingston City originally from 2018 to 2021. Spent it just over a season and a half for Dandenong City. And then has come back to Kingston City in his second year and has flourished. As we mentioned, 7 goals so far in his campaign this season 2024.
Makes way for one of the goal scorers in Mori. And yeah, Cooper Legrand recently was recalled to the Mauritian squad after quite a few years in the March qualifiers. As now we'll see the final 2 minutes of regulation time being played. Can Langwarrin potentially get themselves a goal back, and a much needed one at that? The last touch did come off Agonars. Oh no, it came off a Kingston City player.
Pekaris here.
But Carlos is in quite some way. It might just be cramp, it looks like. And so Daniel Bennett's going to give him a helping hand. Nope, he's all good. No, they're going to call for the physio. You know what? with the late stages of the game, which we have right now.
It's an opportune time to bring in the physio just to...
And the physio has been called, but Carlos is back on his feet. So what happens here? Is he going to go back to the ground? Not entirely sure. And a bit of water. Yeah, why not? A bit of a water break. It's a pretty good excuse for a water break, I can tell you that.
Absolutely.
As now we'll see the delivery arrive from the corner flag.
Thankfully, Pecas will come back onto the pitch very shortly, Neil, and rejoin his teammates. He's just waiting for the referee's signal to come back onto the pitch.
First delivery was low. They'll look to try their luck once again.
He's back on, by the way.
Shifted across the midfield, Goulding. One last chance for Langwarrin. They can't deliver so. The long-range effort then does arrive from Luke Goulding, who has the captain's armband in hand.
I'm going to start walking around.
And this game just about reaching its climax in about 30 seconds or so, as we'll see the fourth official's board go up to signal how much stoppage time we'll have.
I'm going to say 2 minutes for this one, Neil.
I never knew this was a guessing game, Michael. And it actually gives us a final opportunity to look around the grounds and see what's exactly happening. Following up quite the night of cup football. Hume City up 3-2 against the Bayside Argonauts. Heidelberg up 3-0 against the Altona Magic. 4 minutes of added time.
I'm off by 2 minutes.
If you were to double that, you'd get the correct score, Michael. Not to be, though. Tom Young's looking to weave his way through down that left channel. Good backwards header from Geddes. And again, just these Langwarrin youngsters really, I think, struggling with the physicality, you'd have to say, of senior football. A baptism of fire, to say the very least, as Geddes is going to run into midfield. And they're looking to overload this left flank. It was Geddes looking to run through, but it was a nice little touch from Tom Youngs. Quoll back to goal. Legrand is bearing down in the midfield region, and a good and timely first touch from Eichenberger. Brings it to feet.
Langwarrin can take a lot out of this game, a lot of learnings. They came so close, but they've been given the chance to play here. They're going to get an opportunity to try and go inside. They're not going to do so. Kingston City get possession back, I should say. But again, Langwarrin can take so much learnings out of a game like this, and they've worked so hard to get themselves to this position. It's just fortunate they've run out of legs in the end. And the second half wasn't as good as their first half, and if you look back on this game, it'd be definitely a tale of two halves. Kingston City were a bit disappointing in that first half, and Langwarrin a bit disappointing in this second half, as Kingston City retain possession here, and it'll be Cooper Legrand who gets the last touch here. Cooper's all by himself here. What can he do? The Mauritian International try to go inwards here, trying to find Ningelis. Too much there. Kingston City keep possession though. Can they try and get themselves on the scoreboard one last time? Can't seem to do so, and ball in the hands of Tom Youngs, who passes away. And Langwarrin might try and go here from this at least last chance for them to try and at least get themselves on the scoreboard here through O'Brien. O'Brien hits back, and he's been cut off and dispossessed here, fortunately for Tom Youngs. And that could almost be curtains now for Langwarrin. Kingston City can just run out the clock here as Legrand gets touched the ball, and you're going to see that ball go out for a throw in.
And the space opening up for Youngs down that left-hand channel, and nearly was a kindly spot for them. It looks like there might even be one last change for Kingston, but Quoll with the backwards header. Menduzi Kostas Apostolopoulos there, and it looks like they will make that change coming off Oliver Lazaro. So Kingston City almost but certain to book their spot into the next round of the Doherty Cup, joining the likes of Hume City, Heidelberg United, South Melbourne, St Albans, the Oakley Cannons, Bentley Greens, Avondale, and FC Melbourne Serbia. One last game next week. Caroline Springs George Cross take on Altona City. I'm not sure when the draw exactly will be, but stay tuned to FV's social channels to find out what the last preliminary round has to deliver for us in Victoria.
Star-started. Next round of teams going to the 7th round of the Australia Cup preliminary rounds and the next stages of the Doherty Cup, Neil, which is good to see.
Absolutely so. To see Qual. Firmly brought to ground and a yellow card for Luke Goulding.
Qual tried really hard to just keep play going there. He's wanted to make sure that Langwarrin were out of their line and go on that fast break, which they won't be able to do so. So poor Qual, unfortunately for him, will have to see that ball go back to the same position he got fouled in. He won't be able to take the free. He won't be taking the free kick per se, but it's now staying here with Kingston City, and that's the whistle blown. And Kingston City are through to the next round. Clinical win here against Langwarrin, and a tale of two halves. Sees the home side get the win 2-0. They advance to the 7th round of the Australian Cup qualification stages here in Victoria. And Langwarrin, their campaign is over, and now look onwards and upwards to Eastern Lions on Saturday. And likewise, Kingston City will look towards the game against Melbourne City on Saturday afternoon too.
Goals from Kento Mori and Mani Achol from the spot in the second half is what has brought Kingston City firmly into the next round of the Doherty Cup. I've been Neil Simons, he's been Michael Thompson. We'll see you very, very soon for some more NPL Victoria across the state. Thank you and good night.